Hi there, I'm Michael, and I'm going to be talking to you about what I think is a really interesting and relevant area of business, and more specifically marketing at the moment, which is this area of personalisation. So, to kick things off, what do we mean by personalisation? It can be quite a varied concept. You can read different articles and get different definitions across disciplines and even within disciplines. So, what we're specifically talking about is what Fan and Paul say in terms of a process that changes something to increase its relevance to an individual or category of individuals. More specifically, we're looking at the digital experience online. And what most of these definitions include are a purpose or goal of personalization, so better satisfy the customer, improve that online experience, gain a competitive advantage by having a more personalized experience for the customer. What it is that's being personalized, whether it be the layout of an app, whether it be the content of an email, so how the particular thing that's being altered for the individual, and then a target of personalization, so who it is we are personalizing for. Okay, so probably all had some experience of personalization out there in our day-to-day lives. In terms of two businesses that stand out, you've got Amazon, their offer of, if we have 3 million different customers, we need 3 million different web stores for them because they all have different needs, desires, interests, and wants. So learning about the customer to offer them things that they're most likely to be interested in. And then Netflix, once you've watched something on Netflix, it will recommend you something else to watch. Or when you've watched a number of things, the layout will change to say, well, because you've watched this, you're most likely to be interested in this. So how do they do it? So it's primarily starting with data about the individual, but then about loads of customers. So you can learn patterns of behavior, predict what someone's watched because they watch that, and what other customers have watched, they're most likely to be interested in this. So building that profile, then altering the output to that particular individual based on that, delivering that to the customer, and then they'll interact with it, which allows us to then learn more about that customer. Did they like it? Didn't they like it? So we can alter those profiles. So it's quite a neat little circle there. In terms of what the future looks like in this area, we're probably going to see more and more of it. Customers are now expect it, I think, to an extent. When you go on a website that you use quite frequently, you expect in some way for it to be altered, for it to deliver the stuff that you most likely want, so you don't have to spend time looking through information or going through something you've done before. Trying to capture that information which is most useful, so behavioural data. What is the consumer doing? So it's not necessarily about what they explicitly tell you that they like, but are they behaving in a certain way? Are they looking at certain things for longer? And then bringing businesses and consumer closer together, so building that relationship. Or if we attempt personalization and we get it wrong, is there a possibility it could push the business and the individual or consumer further apart because you feel like that business doesn't actually know you or care about you? So in terms of the industry, there's a few issues. So obviously we've got the ethics of tracking. So we need to know about the consumer. And like I said, behavioral data is often the most important. But, how do we ensure we do that in a way that the consumer is happy with, that they don't feel like they're being snooped on? So that's an issue for the industry. Actually building in ways that we can understand the data, a lot of time and resource. So how do we build that into our business processes? Is especially for smaller businesses who might not have the capability, how can they use personalization? And like I said, there's loads of different ways you can personalize something. So how do we understand and evaluate which one is right for us and which one's right for our customers? So it comes down to this really in terms of ensuring value to the business. So we're not just, you can read articles that say 5 best ways to personalize for your business now, but some of them are quite novelty. So understanding the value of what you're doing, why you're doing it, how is that delivering value to the business and the customer. In terms of the academic area, one of the main problems is that you'll see the term personalisation to describe loads of different concepts used in different ways used in different ways within the same industry. And all might be talking about the same thing, or they all might be talking about slightly different things. So there's issues there in terms of building a robust research body in terms of what is personalisation and comparing different ways that it's done. Then understanding personalisation effectiveness. So there's some research out there that shows that personalisation is really effective. Customers like it, but then there's a lot of papers out there that show it's not that effective. So is that down to the way that the personalisation is done, or is that down to different types of consumers and different personalities? So that's an area that really is being looked into at the moment. Thank you.